feel the surrounding skin and the blood that flows within.
So I do this thing called This Is Not a Record Label. And it's not a record label because we don't have money to put out records yet. But I work with a lot of local musicians, mostly friends that I met in the dorms and friends of friends around town. And we throw shows, mostly at houses, sometimes out in the woods. I mean, I usually try my best to work on a show with a band who wants to stop through. If we can work it out, find time in our schedule, and find like local bands willing to play. And the hardest thing is finding a venue around town. Santa Cruz is starved on music venues, so that's why we have a lot of house shows and the like.
When I go to shows here, I usually just go to people's houses that I know. They're very, not very structured and like fly by the seat of your pants, I guess.
It feels more like group
the week
therapy.
of. Yeah,
I feel like.
it's not like being part of this music scene here. Just spending time with friends.
Well, before I came to Santa Cruz, I never would just I never would just go to someone's house and just watch a bunch of bands I didn't know.
Considering the high cost of owning a car, it's no wonder why so many people have turned to other commuting alternatives. UCSC's innovative carpooling program, known as Zipcar, has become a success among the Santa Cruz community. Here to explore the Zipcar phenomenon is BSN reporter Joanna Bowman.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bowman. Here at UCSC, trying to find out why over 500 people in the last year and a half have joined the Zipcar program. Join me as I explore the world of Zipcar. In August of 2007, UCSC and Zipcar, North America's largest car-sharing program, formed a joint partnership to provide students, faculty, and the local Santa Cruz community with an affordable 24-hour car rental service. But what exactly is Zipcar?
Well, Zipcar is meant to be a membership-based car rental type of program, and it's focused on allowing people to share a car rather than everybody needing to own their own car.
The whole concept of car sharing is that you'll use a car when you need to, but you'll use some other travel mode the rest of the time. The Zipcar's there when you need to use a car.
The Zipcar partnership enables UCSC to offer a car-sharing program conveniently located at 4 different UCSC-affiliated locations. The locations are the Oprah's parking lot by the Eastfield House, the Upper College 8 parking lot, off-campus at UCSC's 2300 Delaware Avenue site, and the University Town Center downtown. So how do the Zipcars actually work? Slide your card over the windshield and open the door.
Inside is the key, and here's the gas card if you need it.
The Zipcar program at UCSC continues its commitment to provide sustainable transportation options that decrease parking demand on campus, as well as to help reduce the traffic impact on the local Santa Cruz community.
We could get one car, a Zipcar, to accommodate 20 people, freeing up some parking spaces.
Besides providing a 24-hour affordable car rental service, the program offers many other benefits as well, such as providing eco-friendly, fuel-efficient vehicles as the Toyota Prius and Matrix, which lower fuel emissions. How are UCSC students reacting to the Zipcar program?
I think it's a great program and something wonderful to use.
I think it is a good idea. I mean, I think it's targeting the freshman sophomore market, and gives them an alternative to using buses and stuff like that. And it also lets them get out of Santa Cruz if they need to go somewhere like a doctor's appointment or something like that.
It was in my freshman year. I would have used it, and I totally would recommend it to a friend, like some people who are stranded here on campus and need access to cars, so that way they don't call their friends all the time for rides.
Especially at nighttime, you get those cravings for cookies or something, and you're like, man, I need a car. To rent a car, usually at any other dealership, you would have to at least be 25 years old to even be able to rent a car, so it sounds convenient.
We were kind of the guinea pig. We were sort of the test case in Santa Cruz. And I think it surprised Zipcar how successfully it worked here.
Zipcar is also an affordable alternative for those individuals who otherwise wouldn't have personal access to a vehicle.
It's hard to even imagine how much money I'm not spending. Like, what I can tell you more than anything is that I could not afford a car at this point without it impacting the ability for me to have time for my education. So I recommend them to a lot of people because I think that they're a really great service that people don't know about.
Think of the money people spend on just insurance and maintenance, parking permits, gasoline. In the car share program, you pay by the hour and a small annual fee.
The annual fee is $35 with an $8 to $10 hourly rate, not exceeding $65 a day.
As you can see, the Zipcar program is an easy and convenient alternative to owning your own vehicle in Santa Cruz. If you want to learn more information or perhaps are interested in joining the program, please feel free to visit www.zipcar.com/UCSC to get more info. This is Joanna Bowman reporting from Banana Slug News.
Thank you, Joanna. We now join reporter Carlos Bejar for an update on what's been happening since Barack Obama's victory as president-elect.
This election has definitely motivated many to get involved. As the world watched, our nation mobilized in record numbers to campaign for change and to ensure that a new era of political awareness and accountability would be ushered in with the next presidential candidate. After the election of Barack Obama, I went to the quarry to find out how students felt about Obama's proposed change, what should come first, and their thoughts on what students are doing to enact that change themselves.
What do you think is most important change-wise? What should be prioritized?
I guess right now the economy, just because it's so just completely out of balance. It's really screwing over everyone except for the extremely rich, and that's not the way our country is supposed to be at all.
I would say fixing the current problem with the economy.
Immigration reform, positive immigration reform. Immigrants, like their labor, how they provided so much for this economy.
I think that he should be responsive to the public and really what people are saying. The first 100 days is the time to basically hold him accountable to the things that he's promised.
The movement's not over, basically. And then the other side, I do feel like some students are like, okay, he got elected, let's just sit back, let's see what he's going to do for us.
Did you go out and maybe campaign or participate in any at all? Or
not really, I just voted.
Are you involved in any activism on campus or in any organizations yourself?
Not at the moment. We're all really busy, you know. Yeah. It's hard to get like priorities in line, you know, because activism is important, but so is our education.
And how do you find time to be active?
I don't sleep. No, I mean, it's just a lot of scheduling.
It just happens. I feel like it happens. Like if you're a student of color, you kind of get consumed by this activism. You start getting involved with different organizations around different things, education to immigration to whatever, like business. Activism has been the thing that has kept me here at UC Santa Cruz, because without that, I would have been gone. And it wasn't until I found these spaces. And there's this population of students that are so like down to earth, and they're just always out there protesting, always like thinking critically and always like just changing the world. So you have to be active in order for you to represent yourself on campus.
There are tons of groups on this campus. We're very fortunate to have a campus that's very involved. I think the best resource would just be to head up to the third floor of the student union and just talk to SOAR. They've got a list of hundreds of student organizations and a description of each one. So whatever interests students and whatever issue they want to work on, there's someone on this campus working on it already that they can just get plugged into. The great thing about CalPERG is that a lot of people come in as volunteers or interns who've really never done anything of the sort. You learn a lot about politics in your classes, but you don't really know the practical aspect of how to actually apply it. And so we have an internship program as well as a volunteer program where you can basically come and get involved. And as a campus organizer, I can teach you a lot of skills, like how to do media calling or how to set up a press conference or lobby your legislator on things that basically you wouldn't learn anywhere else. So I feel like right now a lot of students are on the precipice of getting involved. Basically, a lot of people have come out in different propositions and different campaigns with a new set of skills that basically sets them up to organize. And CalPERG is basically an organization that right now is really set up to take those folks and keep them involved with all those new skills they've learned.
I think there's a lot of different groups here on our own campus through SOAR and stuff that people can get involved through, if it's like through a political affiliation or just through a type of movement or something.
I think sometimes we feel that we don't have power as people, like the power is